Hello, Toti. Welcome to Vinkoll.
Nice to meet you, Marcus. Nice to see you back. Thank you.
Oh,
It's a big pleasure to be here, and to be able to talk about our wine.
yes, you are live broadcasted in Sweden, or actually all over the world, but I'm in Sweden, in Stockholm, and you are at Koyle Vineyards in Chile, correct?
Exactly. Here we are in Los Linges, our vineyard, in the Colchagua Valley in Chile.
Wow. Thanks for joining us. And the reason is that on Friday, the 9th of June, 10 o'clock Swedish time, there are 6,600 bottles of the Koyle Royale Cabernet Sauvignon being released at Systembolaget here in Sweden. Congratulations.
Thank you. We are very happy, to be in Sweden with the Systembolaget, since the market in the Sweden market of wine is putting a lot of effort over the organic and biodynamic wines. That is our form to make the 100% that we work. Our wines, are coming from that current of organic, natural management over the vineyard and over the wines.
Great. But first of all, so Koyle, does it mean anything special? Meaning the name of the winery?
Exactly. Koyle is a native flower from Chile. So it's a flower that you can only find in Chile, that grew up in the mountains that surround our vineyard. And when we started with my family in 2006 with our vineyard, we found this flower in the top of the mountains, and that was the inspiration for us to give a name to the place. Since we work with the nature, since we have all the respect for the place, for our ecosystem, the flower was a perfect name, a perfect reason to give the name to the future of our winery.
I agree. And as you said, this flower is only in Chile, so there's no Swedish version or there's no English name for it. It's Koyle.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just in Chile. It's a native endemic flower from Chile.
Oh, beautiful. And the region, the area where your vineyards are planted, what can you share with us? Can you describe it or the area?
Yeah, the area, basically we are in the foothills of the Andes Mountains. So this is the eastern part of Chile. Chile is a thin and long country. The vineyard area in Chile is right on the central part of the country. And we have 100% Mediterranean weather. So all the seasons during the year are very, very clear, So we have a winter time where the rains are concentrated. Spring, summer, the temperature going up, very dry in general, times. So we have more or less 6 months without rain that will permit to the fruits, in this case the grapes, to ripe very, very easily, in conditions that all the healthiness of that fruit will permit, arrive to the harvest, with the fruits in perfect conditions of flavor, without disease. And actually, that was one of the reasons that we catch and we take that, and we ask us, in 2006, why not do 100% organic? Why not going 100% biodynamic over the vineyard? First of all, quality is, for me, is the key. Somewhere when we work organically, in the vineyard, we are talking about quality of food, of grapes, and that was that is to work in that way. Weather help, and is the future. We were thinking at that minute. Yep.
And so just on, as you said, on the foothill of the Andes, so then I guess there's a lot of cool air coming down from the Andes, so through the vineyards, or?
Yeah, exactly. We are, 600 meters over the sea level. So basically, in summertime, every evening we receive all the cold breeze coming down from the mountains, so that will help to refresh. Weather here in Chile, that Mediterranean conditions give us very sunny days during summertime,
Warm days, right?
but evenings, yeah, Absolutely. The evenings are normally very fresh, so we can go in summertime from up to 30 degrees, 30, 32, 34 degrees Celsius, and in the night going down to 10 Celsius. So that will permit to refresh, and also our conditions very remarkable for the ripeness of the grapes.
And this Friday then, there's one of the wines. Let's have a look. It's the Koyle Royale Cabernet Sauvignon and the vintage of 2020 that's being released. So what can you tell us about that, or actually Koyle Royale first of all, because it's not the first vintage?
Yeah, actually our first vintage of the Koyle Royale Cabernet Sauvignon was in 2007. And since the beginning, this range coming from the second and the third terrace in our vineyard, you know, basically our vineyard is divided in 3 different terraces. Going up, you know, so starting from the bottom part of the vineyard, we have the first terrace. We go 80 meters up is the second, and in the upper part, in the high part of the mountains, we have the third terrace. Basically, Koyle Royale came from rocky soils. Which kind of rocks we will find in our vineyard is all volcanic rocks. So the volcanic rocks are very rich in iron and magnesium. Both minerals very important for the vines, very important for the plants life, you know, and also will give that seal of the taste in our Koyle Sauvignon came remarkable from the expression of the soil.
Now you were breaking up a little bit.
Can you hear me well? Yes, Marcus?
No, you were breaking up a little bit, but yeah, now we understand that this has a big sort of impact, the volcanic soil. And this one is 85% of Cabernet Sauvignon, and then there's 9% Cabernet Franc, and also a dash 6% of Petit Verdot. But when I have this in my glass, I believe I would recognize Cabernet Sauvignon as the dominant grape here, right? Or what would you say?
Yeah, definitely, you know, yeah, I always, mostly of our wines in Koyle are blended with a touch of some variety. In the case of the Cabernet Sauvignon, for me, Cabernet Franc will help a lot to refresh a little bit more the blend. And the Petit Verdot will build that bridge between the first expression in the mouth and after the final mouth feeling, you know. Petit Verdot will give the structure in the wine. So both varieties always say, you know, when you build and when you make a blend, and whatever you have less than 15%, that is what the law permits us, you know, to use to keep the name of the variety in the front. But always put a little touch of something. It's like when you prepare a piece of meat in the barbecue, and you put salt, you put a little bit of pepper, you know, or you can bring some other spiciness, you know, to finally eat that beef. But all that touch, you know, will help to make something more fun when we're making wines. You know, it's part of the complexity, it's part of the elegance of the wines. And this Cabernet Sauvignon, after almost 16 vintages in a row, you know, since 7 till 2023 today, being a Cabernet Sauvignon that really talk about the region, really talk about the place where we are. It's a 100% single vineyard, coming from these vines in volcanic soil, aging for 18 months. So it's a year and a half in French oak barriques. And something very important, Marcus, to understand about this Cabernet Sauvignon and all the wines that Koyle make, we work 100% naturally. So in the field, in the vineyard, we don't spray any chemical. So everything that we do is just using compost for the fertilization. After we keep, you know, since 2008, when we start working organically and biodynamically, we just keep our terroir, our ecosystem, you know, to develop it. And it's amazing when you avoid any chemical product in a field, how the life is becoming, and in that way, the expression of the place will be part of the wine. And I always say the wine is alive. So whatever if the wine is in the bottle, somebody can think, okay, this wine was bottled and here stop. It's not like water. It's not like Coca-Cola. I don't know, or other products that are without life. The wine have a tremendous evolution in the bottle. So when we're talking about evolution, it's amazing. If you buy a box of these 6 bottles of this Cabernet Sauvignon and you drink a bottle this night and you keep it the other 5 bottles to drink it in 2 years, in 3, 4 years, the evolution of that wine will mean that one way is alive, because like us will change.
No, I agree. And I think this is also one thing that is very fascinating with wines. I mean, this is a young wine and you can still drink it, but as you say, it develops and it changes, and of course, it's something about personal taste as well, but it's fun to sort of store the wines and follow the wine, and I guess over time different pairings as well. So if you would open a bottle tonight, what would the perfect pairing be for this wine? What do you think we should eat tonight?
For me, Cabernet Sauvignon, I always really link with an enormous quantity of Mediterranean foods. So, of course, we can think, whatever, since a nice piece of beef, but all kind of vegetables, also cheese, will be fantastic. I love pasta with a nice carbonara sauce, pairing with the Cabernet Sauvignon is fantastic. But basically, how we work the wines and what our philosophy of wine, that we start from the respect from the land, but also for the respect for the gastronomy. We know and we feel that the wines is part of our diet. Wine is part of our foods. So we don't want to make wines that can go over the foods. So we want to pair. We want to work together with the food, and enjoy and make a better event when we're going to the table, with friends, with the family, whatever. The wine must be a company, that will go up all the flavors,
It sounds totally like there's a lot of love into this bottle, Koyle Royale. It's you definitely it's a nice story and it seems like a very great wine. So I just repeat for Swedish consumers then this Friday on the 9th of June, 10 o'clock sharp. This will be available in the so-called temporary assortment, or in Swedish tillfälligt sortiment. So 6,600 bottles. And the article number is 90495, and it's 189 kroners, which is give or take 20 euros roughly, which is quite cheap for such a nice product that you described and such lots of love into a bottle. And as you say, something to store for a long time as well. That would be interesting.
Definitely, Marcus. I'm very glad, first of all, to be able to talk with you, Marcus, and also very happy to see the wine that will be launched since this Friday in the market. And definitely this wine have that tremendous potential of aging, Our first vintage in 2007, we still have those wines, with 16 years of life. We open very normally. We have a nice library of our first vintages, and the wine have that potential of aging. The wine is coming from a single vineyard. It's 100% organic, aging for this year and a half. So I think you will find a tremendous best value. And let's go find the wine and enjoy.
I will definitely pick up some bottles, and I will share a post on my Instagram when I open the first bottle. And likewise, very kind of you to join us and give us context to this wine. Highly appreciated. And for those who'd like to get more of your wines, I think Wine Agency's website, the Swedish website, there are a few other wines that one can order through the importer or the ordering assortment. So if you like this, check that out as well. But otherwise, Toti, I will let you to get on with your day, and we will have an evening in Sweden and planning for Friday to pick up the wine, basically.
That's great, Marcus. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for this meeting, and have a tremendous weekend with the Koyle Royale Cabernet Sauvignon.
It's a promise. Thank you. Take care.
Thank you. Have a good day. Ciao, ciao.